Have you ever wondered what your dog would do if you simply vanished one day? Not for a short trip, not for a vacation, but truly gone. Would he think you left on purpose? Would he believe you abandoned him? Or would he wait, day after day, eyes fixed on the door, believing with every slow breath that you would return? Humans measure time with clocks, calendars, deadlines. Dogs do not. To them, your presence is the sun, and when it is gone, the world simply feels wrong. That's why some dogs sleep on your shoes or guard a shirt you wore once years ago. Not because they love the cloth, but because it holds your scent, like a promise you forgot to keep. And sometimes they wait. Wait in a way that would break your heart if you could see it. Because they don't know what forever means. They only know you were here. And then you weren't. But there's something even deeper. Something most of us never notice. We tell ourselves stories. We say, he's just attached. She has separation anxiety. We look at a dog waiting by the door and call it habit, routine, instinct. We laugh when they drag our socks onto the bed, shaking our heads at their silliness. We think they want attention, or maybe comfort. But maybe we're wrong. Humans love to name things, label things, contain them in tidy boxes. We talk about zoomies, clingy behavior, resource guarding, terms that help us feel in control, so we don't have to face how deep this bond really goes. Because if we admitted the truth, that a dog waits not out of habit but out of hope, we might have to look closer at ourselves. We might have to ask why a creature with fur and paws understands loyalty more purely than we ever dared to. That feels uncomfortable. So we dismiss. We joke. Oh, he's dramatic. She's needy. But you might be missing something every time you close that door. That look in their eyes? It's not panic. It's a question. Will you come back? Are you still mine? And if you hurry past them, if you forget to pause, you might not see how they watch you. Hopeful, aching, holding on to a faith that you will remember them again. They don't measure time. They measure presence. And there's more to this story than you might think. There is something you may have missed. When you are gone, your dog does not count minutes. He counts heartbeats. Your scent stays in the blankets. Your footsteps still echo in the floorboards like a soft memory waiting to wake up. Dogs build a map of their world around you. Not your face, not your name, but the rhythm of your breathing, the gentle sigh you make at night. That is why, even after months or years, one breath, one note of your voice can bring them back to you like no time ever passed. There is science behind this. Dogs have smelled cancer before any machine could. A woman once said her dog kept pawing at the same spot on her chest, again and again, until she went to the doctor. They found a tumor just in time. He didn't have a degree. He didn't need training. He just loved her enough to notice. Other dogs have warned of seizures, blood sugar crashes, anxiety attacks, not because they were taught to, but because they cared. They do not memorize our faces. They memorize our pain. They feel what we try to hide and answer in the only way they know, by staying. Sometimes that staying looks like a head on your knee. Sometimes it's a warm body near your feet. Sometimes it's quiet, so quiet you forget to say thank you. A dog's loyalty is not a trick. It is not a learned behavior. It is a heartbeat woven into yours. They do not love you because you feed them. They love you because you are home. But the way they love you can reveal something even more powerful. There are days you come home tired, too tired to see the eyes waiting at the door. You rush past them, lost in your own worries, believing no one could possibly help. But your dog sees it. They see your shoulders weighed down, your steps slower, your breath uneven, and without asking, without demanding, they come closer. They lean in, rest a head against your leg, or simply sit nearby, silent but steady. You might call it comfort. You might call it a habit. But to them, it is a promise. I see you. I still choose you. No matter how distant you become, no matter how hard you shut them out, they stay. Sometimes you might snap, raising your voice without meaning to. And they flinch, not out of fear, but out of confusion. Did I fail you? Am I still loved? You may forget to say sorry, but they forgive anyway. They do not hold grudges. They do not keep score. They measure something softer, the quiet way you breathe, the glance you give them when you finally remember. That is why, even in a house full of people, they choose one person to follow, the one who sees them truly without distraction, because in that gaze their world makes sense again. And maybe, if you pause long enough, yours will too. There is still something they want to teach you. Maybe this says more about us than it does about them. Maybe the reason a dog can forgive so quickly is because their love was never built on conditions or checklists or rules. They do not demand perfection. They only ask that you return. When you think of how your dog waits, how they carry you in their heart even on the days you forget them, what does that say about how you love? Could you wait that patiently? Could you forgive that easily? They are mirrors, these dogs, mirrors of what we could be if we dared to love without fear. When you see them race to the door, or place a paw on your knee, or steal your sock into their bed, it is not mischief. It is faith. A faith so steady, so certain, it survives every mistake you make. Somewhere inside you, that same faith might still exist. The part of you that dares to trust, to hopes, to stay, even when it would be easier to walk away. Maybe your dog is trying to remind you that love is not measured in perfect moments, but in the quiet decision to stay. If you've ever seen your dog wait like this, or do something small that told you you were still theirs, share it below. We'd love to read your story. Because one last thing still matters. So tonight, before you close the door, pause. Look back. Look at those eyes, waiting, watching, loving you with a loyalty you may never fully understand. Breathe with them. Stay a moment longer. Let them know you see them, not just as a pet, but as a heart that never left your side. Because, to your dog, you are not just human. You are home. You are safety. You are love itself. And that love, quiet and unshakable, will outlast the noise of the world. If even one line of this stayed with you or reminded you of the dog who waits for you every day, hold on to it. Carry it forward. And if you feel ready, share in the comments the smallest thing your dog does that makes you feel chosen. Or just leave a if you know exactly what this meant. We'll be here to listen.